Hello, I'm Jordan Berger, and welcome to a COVID-19 special edition of The Source News. With the coronavirus limiting exposure to the outside world, journalism students have resorted to keeping their news stories closer to home, producing videos using only their mobile phones. An avid Toronto Maple Leafs fan has made it clear that hockey is more than just something to watch on TV. Carl Berger, a 56-year-old Toronto man, shares an opinion with many other Canadians. Hockey is not only a sport, but rather something that sparks passion, teaches valuable life lessons, and unites Canada as a whole.
I think the thing that's so fascinating about hockey is it doesn't matter whether I'm playing it in my weekly game or whether I'm getting ready to watch the Leafs or Team Canada play. There's this degree of excitement that it's just such a nice complement to everyday life.
Berger's passion can be seen simply by stepping into the basement of his family home, where hockey memorabilia covers almost every wall. And Berger couldn't be prouder. His collection of jerseys, hockey cards, and signed photos has been growing since he was 6 years old. Being granted the approval from his family to display everything out in the open was Berger's dream come true.
I think some would say that my dad's hockey love is borderline obsession. But personally, I see it as a passion, and I think that's something that really inspires me to be that invested in something and to be able to stick with it your whole life.
Berger does, however, stress the fact that his collection is missing one crucial item: a photograph of the current Toronto Maple Leaf team holding the Stanley Cup. COVID-19 is changing up the playing field for small businesses, with social distancing regulations affecting the economy massively. Georgia Champers has more.
There are over 2 million small businesses in Australia, and each of those shape the retail and hospitality sector greatly. And although they are crucial to our economy, COVID-19 is risking the closure of many.
Retail businesses are among those most affected, with social distancing guidelines making it almost impossible for staff to serve customers, frustrating business owners.
There were not too many people around in the shopping centre, so our trade, our turnover dropped dramatically because basically the government was saying the shops are open but don't go out, so people were getting a bit of a mixed message.
Government schemes such as JobKeeper aim to help keep these businesses operating, with around 6 million workers receiving the payment package.
We've found it difficult to navigate our way through and know exactly what's happening. So I guess it's more communication than anything, but there certainly is lots of assistance packages out there to help.
Those in other occupations who have temporarily lost their jobs have had to get creative and branch out, a few even starting their own businesses or focusing on their side hustles.
Online went quiet, so we decided to attempt coming into a pop-up shop sort of situation for Mother's Day, because to just spread a little bit of love and a little bit of colour.
Now, more than ever, is it crucial we support small businesses and keep the industry flourishing. And although it will be a long road to recovery, if any country can do it, it's Australia. This has been Georgia Champers for The Source News.
Raising the rate of New Start has been a controversial topic for years, with the government refusing to give in to demands to increase the payment until now. Elizabeth Foster has the story.
Calls to raise New Start to a livable wage have fallen on deaf ears for the past 24 years. Now, only after mass layoffs due to the coronavirus pandemic, has the rate raised above the national poverty threshold. And even though it's temporary, many are wondering why this couldn't have happened sooner.
A massive insult, and it proves that the government had the capacity to do it all along. I mean, it had only cost, $8.4 billion to make a year to make this permanent.
We're furious that it took a major health crisis to increase the payment, only temporarily.
JobSeeker payments have effectively doubled, with a new base rate of $1,015 a fortnight, compared to $565 previously. And although it's only temporary, it's providing much needed relief to many who had struggled to live on only $34 a day.
Give me a bit more room to breathe with where my money is going, and lets me have a bit more of a decision.
In the back of their mind, everyone is realising that, this arbitrary cut-off date, is going to send them back to, the bad old days.
Advocates for raise the rate are wondering why those who were laid off during the coronavirus pandemic are more deserving of an average wage than those who have been struggling for years to find work. There are, however, hopes that the attention given to the social welfare system will help improve things for the future and maybe even permanently raise the rate. This has been Elizabeth Foster from the Source News.
As we're on the road out of the current COVID-19 pandemic, a new report shows that the isolation and social distancing has had a big impact on many young Australians. Liv Anemo reports.
A new report by the mental health organisation Headspace showed that almost 60% of young Australians are feeling stressed and anxious due to the current COVID-19 situation. Jacob Healing is one of many young Australians who are struggling to adjust to the new challenges. And for him, surfing has been very important the past few weeks.
I find that when I've been working inside in isolation for long periods of time that I get a bit stressed and overwhelmed, and surfing really does help break that up. It's really good to get outside and get around the nature a bit, and so yeah, I like to sort of turn my computer off and put a bit of jazz music on and get ready to go out for a surf and really relax before I get out there as well, because sometimes the conditions can be a bit rough and there's rips out there.
Headspace's main recommendation is to stay active to keep healthy both mentally and physically during the current pandemic.
I find staying active helps in the circumstances. Surfing is a good way to stay active and be out in the water and relax, but you still get a bit of exercise in there as well. It really helps when you come back and you can get back into work with a clear head.
24-year-old Adam Lang lost his job about a month ago, now like many others struggling financially, but he's trying to make the best of it.
For us, we live 100 metres away from the beach, and I like to skate down there, skate along the beach, as well as surf, and it really helps you think about stuff a bit clearer when you're out there or just staying active.
My recommendation to others would be to find a hobby that you can enjoy and make sure that you stay active.
Thank you for watching The Source News. I'm Jordan Berger.